started writing Open Road right after we released True Stories in 2016. So I've been writing and working on this almost 2 years. I really took my time and I really delved into a lot of technology that we hadn't used before. So I wanted to really explore some things before I just put out another CD. Well, Open Road for me was a kind of a way into the perception of time and the idea that we have one life and we've got to choose a path for the life. And so I feel like our life is informed by the decisions that we've already made. That's what kind of informs the future. So it's almost the road more traveled, the choices you make. So for me, I wanted to explore that idea. Silver Arrows, it was inspired by my wife's and my travels to Europe. We traveled there a lot, we go to Monaco, places around the south of France, and I get a lot of inspiration from our travels in Europe. So that was definitely one of the first tunes I wrote, and it kind of laid the blueprint down for what I wanted the CD to be about. You know, I used to do that and I thought, oh man, I'm going to forget my idea. You know, I have an idea and you have to write it down. And I realized over the years, if it's a good idea, it'll always come back to you. So I stopped really stressing about writing things and I just let it all happen inside my head. Well, for this record, the reason it took so long is I wanted to learn as much as I could about just programming and getting the technological part of the music down more. And of course, you know, since it's a band, we have live human beings playing with music, but it's also a very technologically advanced band. So I figured it's important that all the technology has to be kind of the best in class. I wanted to raise my game to the point where I felt like it was a challenge. So, you know, when you have so many albums under your belt and you have such a large catalog, it's important, I think, to challenge yourself, and that's what we always try to do. Absolutely, yeah. And I have to give kudos to Dave, our drummer, who really worked much harder on the CD and closer with me than we have on the past. So he really helped a lot. And you can kind of hear it on the track. It was, yeah. We all have studios and we all bounce back and forth. It's funny because every album, when we're done, then we have to start thinking about playing the music live. And sometimes you find that the songs you wrote specifically for the tour kind of don't work. And some that you think might not work really are great live. But we've already gotten together and rehearsed, and almost all the songs that we have played are really working well. So I think it's probably because we took so long to record it, really thought so thoroughly through the process. I'm looking forward to playing the tour. Well, it's funny. It's hard to say because I feel like all the songs are pieces of a puzzle. They all kind of fit together in their own way. There's some definitely unusual things we have never tried before, that's for sure. You know, it's hard to also talk about the songs because I think it's important for the listeners to kind of get their own take on what the songs mean to them. And one of the cool things about instrumental music is you're not really broadcasting the lyrics about what it's about. It's really about what it means to somebody. So I kind of don't like to broadcast what I think the songs are, because maybe to somebody else it's completely different. Well, for me, you know, it's funny, I talk about this creative process a lot. People are really curious about it. And for me, I've noticed that I have to have a theme. I have to have a central theme, and it's a visual cue for me. So once I have that, all the songs kind of grow together in a way. It's odd. It's like you have this batch of material, and I just don't pull songs that have been sitting around for years. I try to write them all together so they kind of interact with each other, and sometimes that means opposite points of view. So for example, specifically Lost Highway, I loved the idea that the title kind of gave me a visual cue, because I was having problems focusing on what I wanted to do. So when Lost Highway came about, I decided, okay, this song, the challenge is going to be to have a song where every chorus, every hook is completely different in terms of production. And I've never done that because generally, you hear a chorus, you're hearing the same thing over and over. But I said it's going to be totally different every time. Sometimes it'll be rock and roll, another time it could be techno. We had some orchestral influence in there. And so that's one point of view. And then in the complete opposite side, you'd have something like She's Got the Magic, which is totally a throwback to old 80s style production. And it was kind of hard to reach back that far to produce music like that. It's kind of old fashioned, but I did that on purpose as a counterpoint. So sometimes I write purely just for the counterpoint effect.